recording in progress with the
We are
American
recording.
accent,
And we're
which I
alive.
want. And I wish we were all alive. Can you imagine? There's no editing in that case. But no, we are recording. And yes, welcome guys to a very special podcast. We've got a pretty full house because we're going to be talking all about John Wick today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Universe, everybody in unison. Everyone
One
in
at a
unison.
time.
On
Yeah.
3.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Yes, that's as good as
You know, Therese.
so.
You know, Therese. It's like Kim saying, "Are you eating delicious food? Yeah. Are you having sex? Yeah.
Maybe
You're-
not.
Yeah.
Not right now. Oh my god.
Not that you know of.
No, no.
Not really.
Well, yes. That's
I'm not saying I am. I'm not saying I'm not.
not.
There's your answer.
No
That's
comment.
right. No comment.
I could neither confirm or deny the allegations.
Why did I?
That's Jeremy Renner from Mission Impossible. That's his famous line. I can neither confirm or deny it.
Deny it. So yes, so John Wick Chapter 4. We've all seen it. Needless to say, this is going to be a spoiler-filled podcast. So if any of you viewers out there have not seen any of John Wick 4 or any of the movies, just watch it first, and then you come back, come back and listen into the conversation. Because there will be spoilers. We're going to be talking about everything that happens because there's a lot of things that happens. I think this is the longest movie in this
It
series,
is.
and
Yep.
it potentially would be very much longer if they had cut differently. We should see what happens in the director's cut and what's left.
You'd be warned. If you
Yeah.
haven't seen it, you'd be good. Watch it.
There's lots of
Before you
stairs.
Watch it before you come here.
There's lots
or
of bodies.
don't come back at all.
Don't come back. Lots of people die.
Go watch it. Go and watch it.
Go
Or
and
John
watch
Wick's
it.
gonna come looking for you.
Yes. Spoiler alerts. So who wants to go first and say what?
Spoiler alert, somebody dies.
Somebody dies.
A lot of people
A lot of
die.
people die.
I think there's more people killed in this movie than the entirety of the first 3 put together.
I actually believe that.
Yeah. I don't know.
actually
Yeah.
do.
What's the body count would be an interesting one because
That's okay.
yeah.
I shall look that up. Well, I mean,
What is the body count of John Wick 4? That's the question.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. How many? Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay. So who wants to guess?
Oh man, where do
300?
you begin?
Okay.
I say 250.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Between
At least
250,
At least 100 or 150.
200 between 200 and 300.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, according to Screen
150.
Rant, the John Wick kill count jumped in behind John Wick Chapter 4. In the fourth movie, John Wick killed an estimated 140 all by himself. 140.
Wow, right. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
When
I
in
don't
the-
know, but I couldn't all the gang attack when the hand killed people during the thing as well.
are they counting who Kane or AKA Donnie?
Are they the total body count? Are they including
that
just
I don't.
John Wick's kills or
Yeah.
all of? If it's all John Wick's kills, that's pretty impressive too.
that's-
You know, 140 is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But hang on, it's a 170-minute movie, 140 people killed. How many deaths per minute is that?
Oh, they actually
that's
calculated
crazy.
this.
That's one.
I kill
person
at
instead of
1 minute
minute.
20 seconds.
Damn. Damn. There's every minute and a half, there's
Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
someone killed.
Yeah.
This is not the director's cut either. This is the
No,
theatrical cut.
This is the theatrical
Yeah,
cut.
it's the time
It
of
is.
There could be
talking.
more.
We need to take the time he isn't talking into account.
I mean,
Yeah.
they apparently his dialogue has been cut. But you know what? John Wick is busy killing to keep
little-
saying yeah. to all
This
that
one,
stuff.
this one, I think, is like 80% action, 20% dialogue.
Dialogue on John Wick's part.
In this cut that we see. I mean, there
Mhm.
might be more in the director's cut, but we'll have to wait if that
So-
ever comes out.
Yeah.
We'll hope so. We'll hope so. I mean, and yes, so we shall see where it goes. But who wants to, volunteer and say what their thoughts were?
Should we start with like what are our favorite parts and then what is our worst parts?
let's go with that.
Sure. Let's start with you first, Therese.
Okay. My favorite part, my favorite part, honestly, is let's see.
It's way too many.
There's way too many. There's a scene with a dog.
Don't tell me.
Nuts!
Yes, there's that. I mean, I do love the scene where Donnie Yen has the motion sensors. So he's a blind guy. So at first I wasn't quite sure. When he set that up, I thought that he was setting up bombs or something like a trigger. And then it's like it was doorbells. I'm like, oh.
Did anybody expect it to be doorbells, by the way?
No.
I didn't. And
I thought that was
why.
pretty funny.
I thought that was pretty clever.
Yeah.
I also thought it was
Yeah.
pretty clever.
Yeah.
So it's like ding dong. It's, oh,
Ding
alright.
dong, you're dead.
Ding dong, you're dead. It's like yes. And you would have thought that the guys sort of are just like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do that, but then they're mooks. They're not thinking it's not their strong suit. So there's that. So yeah, I love the scene with the dragon fire. Is
Dragon fire?
You know the
Yes,
the
the
shotgun
top
one.
view. The basically the
Oh, yeah.
Roman
The
Dragon
shotgun
fire.
one.
the Roman candle massacres, I call it, because
Yeah.
that's what it looks like. Fireworks, the Roman candles.
When they were shooting the
Yeah.
apartment scene from like
Well,
a bird's
top
eye.
view,
Top
yeah,
view.
like a top view video
so
game.
it looks like a dragon breathing fire breath.
It's a
That's
real
nice.
weapon, though. That's actually a real shotgun
I'm,
shell.
I'm impressed. I'm
YouTube
impressed.
Just call-
it's on
I just
YouTube.
call super shotgun. That's it.
I mean, you can call it
Super shotgun.
gun.
And and also that shotgun also reminded me a bit of who's familiar with Metal Slug?
Yes,
Yeah.
I know the one.
Yeah.
There is a shotgun that you can pick up. You shoot someone, it comes out like a dragon's fire, and it
Like a
actually blows up
yeah.
the soldiers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, remember, it's heavy machine gun.
Rocket launcher.
So yeah. So man, there's too many scenes. There's so many scenes to name. So I'll leave that. If I
Yeah.
could change anything, I would have let Hiroki Sanada live at least for a little bit longer. Because as soon as you see him do his shit and then you have this epic fight scene and with Donnie, like Kane and Hiroki Sanada doing their sword play, and then he's gone.
Yeah.
Oh god damn it! How
That was such an emotionally driven scene, though.
it
was.
I have to say.
Yeah,
worked.
but Kane was gonna spare him. He didn't charge at him, so I felt like that's unnecessary death. He even asked, like, "Where's John Wick?" And like, I would make him he was gonna die just because he refused to give up John Wick. But Kane just walked away even when he even asked for John Wick's location, so he just died for no reason.
It's honor.
It's what's kind of funny is although they say Kane is around the same level as John Wick, he didn't kill much people in the film. He only killed like 4 to 5 people, while John Wick, on the other hand,
Yeah.
140.
But when they were fighting hand-to-hand combat, it was practically even.
no, he was only like knocking those guys out
Mm.
in the kitchen scene.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
But since they were fighting hand-to-hand, they were pretty close to each other.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that was when he had the upper hand was when Kane was like, "Are you dead?" And then John Wick was taking advantage of that, pretending to be dead, and Kane was actually confused. That's the only time John Wick had a slight advantage. But otherwise, when they're fighting hand to hand, they were actually pretty even.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, okay. I'll have leave 2 more comments and then I'll the conversation I'll leave it to someone else. I think it was very smart that they ended up with a very spaghetti western-esque standoff.
Oh, like near the end.
Yeah, a little
in
bit.
end, because even I as like for me, if it was John Wick, like Keanu Reeves versus Donnie Yen, sorry Keanu, but it's like it's for me it's hard to believe that he can, even after everything, because I know how OP.
But it's John Wick.
Yes,
It's
but
John Wick.
it's
That's the thing. Like,
that's
if we're
true,
going to
that's-
realistically compare, like, Keanu Reeves to Donnie Yen as fighters,
yeah.
of course. I mean, Reeves, make no mistake, he's no slouch. He's achieved.
No, he's
you know,
put in
well.
the works. And I'm very impressed because I think
He's
put
only
in
been doing it
months.
for so long.
He's
You know,
been on foot. Yeah.
Wasn't it until Matrix when he just started training? Obviously, Donnie Yen's been doing it for much longer, so that's no
Yeah.
There's
no
no
surprise
comparison.
there.
So yeah,
No.
no. Thanks to his mate Tiger Chen.
Yep.
If there's anybody,
Tai Chi.
yes. So
Great
that can
movie.
be like, so if there's any discussion, we'll have that afterwards if they can bring them back. What was I also going to say? Oh yes, I'm Klaus. There we go.
Iron Cloud.
I had to
Iron
go to the
Klaus.
toilet for that scene.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I missed out like that little part and how he met like Killer Hawk and all that. I just came back and I caught Killer Hawk just in time.
Yeah.
Yo, Killer Haken though. There's one thing I gotta tell you guys about. Oh my
Okay.
goodness. Like,
All right.
I think you guys know which we say I'm talking about.
I think I do, but you can go next.
Okay, sure. Oh yeah, so I'll just go to scene first and then I'll
Yeah,
tell you
yeah.
guys what I didn't like and what I liked.
Yeah.
But yeah, Killer Haken, like the way he died, right?
Yeah.
Oh wait, his eyes are wide open. He's like how crazy was that? Like I couldn't take it seriously. And apparently behind the scenes, Scott was speaking with Chad, and Chad's like, Donnie, whatever you did, do it again. Like, he liked
God.
that scene. Like, and the only reason why Scott did that apparently was because in the initial scene, he had his lip like just flapping normally, yeah, and apparently it hurt when Keanu was trying to pretend to pick his tooth. So that's why he did this. Just so his fingers wouldn't get in the way. And then they left it in the cut. Imagine falling off a cliff and just dying like that. Oh, that's crazy.
Oh jeez.
Is this like a staring contact?
No, when some people are able to die with their eyes open, it's a mark of a good actor.
No, that's crazy.
It is
That's
pretty
crazy.
crazy. But
Worst thing and favorite thing. My favorite thing, it's too hard. I think the stairs scene
Yeah.
where it was infuriating. To
Yeah.
watch John get kicked down after he went up 2 flights of stairs.
2 flights of stairs, which
by
sounds
Marcus
like
Aurora. Yeah. And then for him to go all the way up there again, and then it's just kind of like a little standoff moment where it's like, Kane helps him out because it's the honor of wanting to have that worthy opponent, and it's the least he can do as a friend, right? And that's also a scene where they showcase like his close hand-to-hand combat, close quarters. Because let's be honest, if they made the entire movie highlighting his combat skills, he would have stole the show.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be called a John Wick movie.
no.
No.
Exactly.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I wish you just skipped the bit where he falls downstairs and just Kane helps him right away. That would have just felt better right away from the beginning instead of him fighting them falling down. It just felt so like.
Yeah.
But then we wouldn't have seen those fight scenes.
Well, that's the thing,
It was the falling down part, okay? The falling down one was just, no.
It's like, it reminded me of an old Nintendo game where you couldn't save anything.
That's exactly what I said to the friend I was watching with. I'm like, he forgot to save.
It's
Prince
like
of Persia.
it's like
Oh, no,
playing
you got-
it's like playing Castlevania. You've gone to like level 4 with no kills, then you die and you're going back to the very beginning of that level.
Yes,
And
just
you're like,
oh,
oh
you
my
get back
God.
to the first level after you beat the last boss.
yeah,
Do it twice.
Yeah.
exactly. That's what it felt like watching that scene.
Props to Chad though. Like that's the way that we're talking about how annoying that scene is just goes to show how good of a director he is. Like it's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
good.
Like everything just falls into place in this movie. And apparently, I don't know if you guys know Marco Zorro from other movies, but apparently I was watching this like podcast and Marco was telling Jamie Marinas, the stunt coordinator of that movie, the action coordinator of that movie actually, that when Chad wrote the script for his character, for Marco's character, there was no hand-to-hand combat. But after shooting these scenes and seeing what he was capable of, they changed it. Now all of a
Right.
sudden he can do like all these like close hand-to-hand combats, like during like that roundabout scene and like the stairs scene. That all worked out pretty well. Apparently he was just going to shoot and just have a few one-liners, that's it, and just act like the biggest boss in it. But I'm so glad that he recognizes his talents and actually made use of it. Everyone that was in the movie, like he was well aware of what they're capable of, and he showcased everybody pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the worst scene? Man, I don't think it's the
Nothing.
worst scene. It's I don't know. Nothing really comes to mind. I'll have to get back to you guys on that. But if anything does come up, I'll. But I think maybe it dragged on a bit. When they were trying to set up like what's next for John, like after after the events of the last movie, because it's like, oh, where does it go from here? Like, he survived the shot. What's the relationship between him and Winston now? Because Winston, shot him, and then they cleared it all up at the start of the movie, how it's just all a elaborate setup, and and there had to be a new antagonist and not the adjudicator from the third movie. And all of a sudden she just disappeared from the third.
That's something I'll get to.
Yeah, but she was. She was annoying. So it's like I didn't really miss her, to be honest.
But it made more sense that she'll be more angry at Winston than because you tricked me. Like she has more reason to actually be angry compared to the other guy. Like I feel like he was just an entitled prick. That's why my friend says when Winston calls him an entitled prick, you entitled prick. He did not shoot. Boom! That's still my favorite scene because he just died.
I think the elder that died at near the start of the movie, like
the one in like I'm gonna say Egypt, and I'm sure it's gonna
be
Saudi Arabia, I think.
Okay.
Saudi Arabia,
I could be. I'm not sure.
I'm
pretty sure there was.
It won't make a difference, but John kills him anyway. Which makes it worse for him.
I'm pretty sure. Like I know. Like they're probably trying to set something up with that, but to me, I didn't feel much of a significant impact from the elder being dead, especially if it's a different elder from the last movie.
So what did John Wick expect last time when he tried to get repentance? He was forced to kill Winston. At best, he's going to force to kill Winston again. So I feel like what's the point of trying to get redemption at that point?
This is what I'm going to talk about on my feelings of the film, because the biggest issue for me was the screenplay.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
Please explain.
All right, so I guess
Emma's next.
Unless you, sorry, Kenny, did you have anything more to say?
I'm done.
Okay. Well, literally, I enjoyed the film, but not for its screenplay. That's the summary for me. Like, all these films, I think the first two particularly had a really well-structured story, even though it still had all the action. 3, I felt, were the consequences of 2, which I think done a good job. And 4, there was not much else to tell. Like, I feel like they didn't go anywhere with what you were saying, Kenny, about when they killed the elder. Just kind of inconsequential, wasn't it?
It's like, oh yeah, that character was there. I forgot about that. Like, let's wrap this up.
And literally, the whole movie's just a killing spree. It's a showcase of stunts and action with style and good acting, good performances for the sake of just that. And if I can take that away, yes, this movie will satisfy action aficionados everywhere as far as the action's concerned. But the story, I felt they just kind of missed an opportunity here, because my sense was with John Wick 4, at the end of 3 at least, when you see John Wick getting up, of course, and Lawrence Fishburne's character is like, "You pissed, John?" And I thought they were all going to team up and go against the High Table. It'd be like battle on the streets of New York with the High Table and the Underground. That's what I thought.
Bowery King,
the Bowery King, right?
So,
That's what I was thinking the direction was going to be, and I was totally wrong. And the direction they went on, they just got the elder out of the way like it was nothing. And now what is the story equating to? It becomes about Bill Skarsgård, who's this other dude. And I'm like, okay, really? Like, it's like he's marginally better than the bad guy from 2, but that's not much of a compliment, I don't think. But like I said, if I can take that away, everything else was great. I'd rank this about as good as 2 in retrospect. In terms of the action, it's superior, but not in terms of the screenplay. So 1 and 3, I think, still stand as the best ones for me. 2 and 4 about as good as each other, but for different reasons. 1 has better action, the other one has a better screenplay. So I don't think any of these movies are bad. There's just some that are better than others. They're all entertaining. It's kind of like Lethal Weapon. There's a lot of people say the first 2 are the best, whereas 3 and 4 are interchangeable. They're entertaining, but some people prefer one over the other. But I guess that's my summary of how I feel about the 4th movie. Standouts, I think Donnie Yen was great, even though he's played a blind character before.
But they've done a really good this time around.
He lives.
I think he lives, and I think he pushed that role to the best it ever is going to be. I just hope they don't keep getting him to play blind characters. I don't know. It's like
They have to nerf him, like in every movie.
No,
Exactly.
I know. Otherwise, it's like
it's like Sean Bean. It's like Sean Bean dying in everything he's in. Donnie Yen is a blind man in every movie.
Sean Bean didn't die in Silent Hill Revelations.
I know, but generally speaking, the majority of his work is where he dies.
That's not ironic because in the game, his character actually dies. But says he doesn't die.
Yeah. I loved Scott Adkins as Killer. I thought he was hilarious. But at the same time, I felt like this one was actually coming close to self-parody, you know? Like, I thought some of it, I mean, I know the John Wick films are not realistic to begin with because I've now had time to process it. And there's just moments like that sequence just before the stairwell, actually, the staircase fight, where he's running through the traffic and he's basically playing Frogger, you know, in traffic. Like the arcade game Frogger. I'm like, really? It's becoming a bit insane, like even to this point. But I accepted the rule that nobody dies in John Wick unless they've been shot between the eyes. There has to be a bullet. That's what you have to accept by this point. It's like, okay, they've gone this far. This is where they're heading. I just hope that this is, well, now there's going to be a fifth one apparently, but I feel if this is the last one, they should just leave it because I don't want this to become like Fast and the Furious 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah.
Please.
Because I really...
solves everything.
Yeah, that's the concern I had because I truly felt this series was very prestigious for action films, very inventive, and this fourth one is still very good. Like I said, I enjoyed it. Is it my favorite of the series? No, but I still think it's a good one. Like I wouldn't skip it. I'd watch it all the way through, like all movies. When I watch John Wick, I don't watch just one of them. I'll watch all of them. But if I have to pick favorites, I've already stated 1 and 3. But I guess that's pretty much it. And I noticed Keanu Reeves in this one has much less dialogue than any of the other ones.
Just like witty one-liners.
Yeah, really, it's just him going, yeah. Or get me a gun, you know.
Lots of guns.
Lots
Maybe
of guns.
not.
But more than usual. More than usual in this one. He's literally like the Terminator, like 60 words in the entirety of the movie. And this movie's much longer than Terminator. So, yeah, I mean, it's still good. I recommend it if you're just looking for balls-to-the-wall action. But for narrative, this time, not as much. I felt it was a bit thin, you know. They just kind of didn't really go in the direction I was hoping, I guess. I don't know. That's just me.
All right.
That's all I have to say.
You know, there was only one problem. There's one only problem is there's missing out characters in the John Wick 3. The lady name, I don't know what the lady name. He'd come to like the
adjudicator. We literally talked about her.
Yeah, that's another one I felt they missed too.
Where the fuck is she?
Just disappeared. John Leguizamo as well.
I don't care. She's annoying.
Yeah, but they could have had her and then killed her off or something.
That would have been more satisfying, I suppose.
Yeah.
Who knows how Barry went?
They say I just checked up the wiki on her page as well. They say she's implied to have died in the events between 3 and 4.
Off screen?
By what, John Wick?
Oh no.
No.
Lawrence Fishburne also was wasted in number 4, I think. He doesn't really have anything to do.
Not really. He just says,
He's just
I've got
there
guns for you. And here's your suit.
Yeah. And it seems like they set him up a lot in 3. I thought there was going to be more for him to do in 4.
Yeah.
But you know, and of course, may he rest in peace, Sharon is basically executed in the first 5 minutes of the film. And I'm going, really? I know they didn't anticipate him to die as they were making it in real life, but that just seems tragically coincidental, you know, like really
unfortunate.
Yeah. But the timing couldn't have been worse, you know. I mean, it's tragic he died, you know, and
how do you think they could have handled that better, do you think?
Maybe later. Like, I don't think the death felt kind of
it was very quick.
cheap.
Soon, yeah.
I don't like deaths that in movies of main characters we like unless they're earned. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels like when you watch Alien 3, for example, they just kill off Hicks and Newt unceremoniously in a freaking
Yeah.
ship crash in the first 5 minutes.
About that. Gotta walk away for a bit.
Yeah.
Hey, wait,
Well,
going,
let's
Jimmy.
let's enjoy John Wick saying hello
Puppy.
to the dog. Yeah. the pup.
R.I.P. little puppy, the
Yeah.
dog that started it all. I forgot what his name was.
He said he enjoyed it.
Actually, we never see John Wick's dog in the fourth one, do we? We
Yeah,
see.
we
start a
we
bit,
do,
yeah.
but
For a
only
second,
for like a
oh,
little
no,
bit.
only for a little bit.
Okay, I didn't.
We
I don't
do.
recall it.
It was
Yeah.
it was a very much of a cameo appearance.
Instead, we have the dog from the Bounty Hunter. That's who I think
Oh,
is
the
a
tracker,
Yeah,
yeah.
the tracker.
Yeah,
I thought he was pretty
so
amusing.
good.
One of
He
the
was so
best
good.
ones.
Yeah, I think the
He was
traffic
good.
promotion should be more explained. Why does he need more money? Like $20 million should be enough for most people. Does he want to buy a super house or something? Why does he care about 30 million at that point?
Well, you know what? It's capitalism.
Yeah.
Make as much as you want.
Once. Free reign,
Yeah,
I
but then,
guess.
but then he changed his mind because John Wick took his dog. So who knows?
Maybe he's
Yeah.
running an orphanage for dogs. We don't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's
You know,
why
he
they
has- that's a
should've
lot of
said
mouths to
he said
feed.
That,
Yeah, that would be.
Or maybe the dog leave it into the hotel before they blew up that hotel.
Well, they're gonna be rebuilding it, aren't they? I think
Yes.
now. They
Yeah.
have the money to do that. It's been reconsecrated. I think
Yes.
whatever that means. So yes. All right. So
Who's next?
Who's next? I think.
Let's go to Jimmy before he runs off.
Jimmy. Yeah.
Jimmy.
What?
I think
Okay.
this movie's good.
Okay, so
Jimmy.
I say the
Yeah.
okay, when I talk about preferences, it's actually different from eras. I would say the best one's the first one because of the dog, okay? The relationship with the dog is the most grounded thing, and the reason why he wants to kill is the most human out of all of them. So that's why
Yeah.
the first one will always be the best. So the first, and then this is my rankings where you probably right. I say the fourth is the best out of the sequels, then third and second. I actually find the second one more annoying for numerous plot reasons, like the plot part where you find that the reason in the first one, the impossible task, he had help, and like that lowers his accomplishment because John Wick is alleged that he did something impossible, but now he had help, and then the marker concept, which is weird, and that, and not to mention the John Wick is the start of John Wick making bad choices, like killing the guy while he's in the continent. He should have found a loophole or something.
Well, bad choices have now been the bane of this series because he makes so many more down the track.
Yeah,
If you think about it.
That's the first one that led to him leading a strain of that. That's why it's one of those kind of things.
Yeah.
Not to mention, there's just a lot of things that the second one just annoyed me because, as I said, like you're willing to kill your own sister for the hand. Like I feel like there's a lot of other ways you could actually do that, and the logic that if you didn't go back to killing the first one, I would have hired you. I'm like, I just don't know why you could just hire someone else. That was probably a bit weaker and you could kill him easier. Like why John Wick, like the marker thing, it just felt like a lot of things here. I said the first one felt all grounded when he talked about why the dog meant to him, like that dialogue between him and that thing. That was powerful in terms of characterization where you feel kind of reset that I was alone, but then when I got the dog, I felt like I had someone to be with, and your son took it away from me. That was just powerful dialogue.
And it wasn't just a dog; it was actually a symbol from his wife. Before
Yeah, that's what I said.
there was there was weight.
Yeah.
I still think the first one is the very best because it isn't so big. The movie has stylish action, but what I like about it is it does still have that core story. They're both on equal levels. And I feel the rest of them still entertaining. They're just kind of like a different beast after that, but that's what usually happens with movie franchises. They usually start from small foundations, a very simple kind of setup, and they get bigger,
yeah.
not necessarily better.
Yeah, funny you
You
say
know.
that because that's exactly I think how I feel about Yip Man.
Yeah, I mean,
Right,
if
right.
we're really going to be analytical and critical, you can definitely pick apart a lot of these things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to go
Yeah.
there.
I have a Christian partner, and to get her to watch John Wick is a bit of a task. And the thing is, I think the first John Wick really did a good job of like alluding to who John Wick is, because it's like
Yeah.
when she saw that scene where he was vulnerable and he got hit, dog got killed, and then like all of a sudden all these characters are just like, "You messed with John Wick. Hey, where'd you get that car from? Did you kill the person with the car?" Like they make him sound like such a imposing character that
Yeah,
nobody ever messed with.
he's a
And it
ghost.
got her hooked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that setup is so good with the Baba Yaga legend, right?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
story
And that-
at the back one, yeah.
As the sequel after part 2, it loses that. Like I think when 3 and 4 came along, I feel like that mystery of John Wick, that fear that people had in the first one, more or less disappeared because he's now
especially when the two raid
overexposed.
guys in number
Yeah.
3 at the end fight scene. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, he's slow, but
He's getting
John
slower.
Wick.
He's not as fast as he used to be, but he's still John Wick. You know?
Yeah.
I hope they come
Oh,
back.
Yeah, I liked
the
them a
second
lot.
one loaded because remember he did the impossible task because he had help, and like the first one was supposed to be really impossible, but it turns out he just got someone else to help him. That's why I said the second one that lowered his fear factor by then, and not to mention how he actually killed the sister. Like all he did was snuck in, and the security wasn't even that tough. He didn't do anything possible to do his marker, and then. The only thing that was actually impressive was when he got a gun with 7 bullets and you know with Lawrence Bishop. That's the one he was like, "Yep, you're really tough." But then it just also felt like a bit weird with, you know, a lot of continental rules and stuff. I felt like John Wick, if he was scary, would have done something to more scary than just kill him at the place. He would have think of something clever outside the box to find a loophole to kill the guy in the continental instead of doing that.
I
That's
think that's what everyone was trying to say in number 4 as well. How they just like the screenplay, how it's just like there's another excuse and another loophole around the rules that now John can find his way out of, and the marquee provided that. It was really coincidental.
Yeah, but I said the second one. I said that's when the just died like that, and then I said the reason why I said I would like the third or fourth one over the second one is yes, he still makes incredibly bad mistakes, but at least sometimes he feels like when he wins some battles, he does them a bit more smart. And the fourth one, well, I didn't go the direction we wanted. At least the way it ended was him realizing that he actually needs to lose on purpose. He clearly did not shoot Kane on purpose. Now, he didn't know if the other bad guy was going to actually get the gun, although I think, well, he was actually predictable that way, but he was willing to die for, well, if he actually is dead, he's willing to die for Kane and still help Winston. That's his character development way. He's not thinking just about himself anymore. Because I feel like on the second and third one, he does not care what happens to his friends. And the character development in the fourth one was when the door was saying, everything you touch makes everything worse. And he was actually trying to break the cycle for once. Compared to the second and third one, it's like, you're just making things worse for yourself, John. Why?
Yeah.
Well, on the third one, at least he didn't betray Winston and this kind of
No, that's true.
Before we get too sidetracked, Jimmy, I think we were discussing what was your favorite part and what was the least favorite part in number 4.
Yeah, okay. I said the favorite part is when the bad guy won. I said the least favorite is the stairs. Okay, by falling down the stairs, I feel like that's too common that you don't want that to actually happen. But if I want to list another moment is when Winston's explaining like you could challenge the high team. Like if John Bishop asked, why didn't you tell me this in the third film? I would have just done that in the third film and beat the adjudicator easily. Instead of having to do all the ticket stuff, that's because he had the ticket in the third film. He could have used the ticket in the third film to challenge the higher table to make things a lot easier instead of having to do the task of killing Winston.
Well, no one has that much forethought, I guess. I mean, it's easy for us to sit back and look at that and for character motivations, but
and Chad didn't expect the first movie to blow up the way it did too.
I don't think he did. So you kind of just build
I think that was just an add thought to find a loophole, but it should have been done earlier because Winston done that, especially like UK was attacking him. He would have just said to John Wick, challenge them with that dual loophole, and that would have worked.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, that's another point. I feel like it's more like, why you told me this in the last film? They had so many moments in the fourth one where, yes, you could have just told me that last film, and that would make things a lot easier for me now. But yeah, the best moment is the fact that John Wick's last moments was just thinking about his wife, and I felt like it's more human back then.
Yeah, he becomes more of a Superman, I think.
At this point,
3 and 4 particularly.
Yeah.
But since he died, like the way he did die was the best way to die. Hear his death, and they said he actually didn't think just about himself for once. He actually thought about Kane. And so he wanted to break the curse of everything he touches and ends up getting killed.
The footage he had of his wife in the first movie on his phone, did he ever delete it? He never did, right?
You never see it.
But you never
seen
see it
the lead.
again. Yeah.
No.
Actually, a friend of mine had this theory. I mean, we were hypothesizing what would be the story of John Wick 4 just before it came out, and he suggested, what if the wife never actually died and she's actually at the high table, you know, or something like that. Like it would have been a setup to bring it all down or something. Like, and I thought to myself, that's really stretching it. It is an interesting idea because we don't
This
actually.
sounds like a 90s action flick.
Yeah, but the thing is, we don't actually know if she really died. I mean, again, 4 ends with. I guess should we talk about the ending? Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, with John Wick, the way it goes at the end of 4, we don't know if he actually died. I mean, said, because at the end of it, that guy who's Clancy Brown plays, who's, you know, when they're doing the standoff, is that guy saying go, right? It seems like, okay, you're free to go, John. You got nothing more. But John basically probably made a deal with Winston. Just tell them I'm dead, get my gravestone ready, and let me disappear. I don't want them to find me. If so, it could be either way. If they make 5, what they will probably do is have him come back with Halle Berry for all we know. You know, he's probably living with her if that's what's happened.
Well, Imad, I saw on number 5, they said about the back story. That's the thing.
A prequel?
Yeah, is it back to back?
What's that mean?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
You must be thinking there is a series that's coming.
The
soon. Continentals. Yeah, so that's like a spin-off.
Yeah.
I think
it's a good call to have those done so they can just kind of give John that little break and then they can
I think at this stage right now with John Wick like supposedly dead. Well, I say supposedly because we're not 100% sure.
Yeah,
there's no ways though.
It's
money talks and bullshit walks.
Yeah. So now that's out of the way, it leaves like a lot of possibilities for like other projects like explore like different characters from within the John Wick universe. Yeah, and with the post credits, well, you guys would know the post credits. Yeah. So this could lead to more stories for Mr. Nobody, Kane, Akito, and all that.
Yeah, totally.
So it'd be interesting to see how that would go.
You know what? There was. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say like, we're not 100% sure if Kane survives that bit, but Donnie did say that he'd be interested for like a Kane spin-off.
And I'll be watching it.
Yes, day one.
Day one.
Day one.
You're dead to me if you don't watch it.
Oh, that's hard.
That's.
I ain't watching it, man.
Justified.
But I agree with Kenny. It'd be cool to watch day one.
Yeah. Anything connected to the John Wick universe, I'm there.
This is gonna be cool. Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm actually really excited. This is just a bit off topic, but I think Chad Stahelski's doing the Streets of Rage movie.
Oh my god, yes.
And I think it's based off the game series. I'm like thinking,
cool.
If they're doing it, I know the action's going to be great, and they can't screw it up.
No,
because I love Streets of Rage.
Therese, pull it up.
I'm looking at it now.
I don't know if they got any casting yet, but I've just heard.
the last article is around November 2022, so it's been months.
Okay.
But
so the only thing shown so far is the announcement, but and it's by 8711. So yes,
8711
is where leading the way for action in modern cinema.
Pretty much the next wave.
Just imagine how they're gonna do a one take shoot in a 2D side scrolling style.
That would be awesome.
That would be good.
All right.
I haven't seen anything like that. Well, basically since Old Boy. Don't watch that movie. Just watch this.
I
know the one.
Do not watch Old Boy as you want to get.
Just watch the scene. Just watch the whole scene. You can ignore everything else.
Old Boy, the Korean one or the English, the new
both.
One?
They're both. Yeah.
There's an English one.
There is.
Yeah, Josh Brolin. Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
Sounds like a dream casting.
If you're gonna watch Old Boy for the one take scene, just
just watch the one take
Just
on
that
YouTube.
one take scene. That's
Yeah.
it.
And you're good. You're good. You don't have to worry about any of the rest of it because you'll be traumatized for God knows how long, and I still have to.
Well, unless
I
you
felt dirty afterwards. It felt wrong. That's
What?
a diversion. That's a divert. That's a,
I have not seen Old Boy. I just know of it.
oh,
That's the thing.
but you know
Oh.
what? But you know what happens,
Oh.
right?
I know what
Oh.
happens. Yes, I know of it. I've heard a
Yes.
lot about it, and I've seen a few clips here and there, but I haven't seen that hallway scene.
all I
At
can
least
say
not
is
not
Check out the other
completely
one.
anyway.
Just watch
Just
the.
Watch a
check
Korean.
out the-
Did you watch a Korean one?
I don't recall. I think it
Watch
might
a
have been.
Korean.
at
I
least
can't recall.
at
Just,
least-
watch,
I
just
think
watch
I
the
heard
scene.
of it.
Just watch the scene. You can ignore everything.
Like
At
I said,
least-
I haven't seen it, so I might
Yeah.
have seen. I've seen
Yeah.
clips of both, like
Hmm.
but not the whole thing.
just watch it at your own risk, basically.
So
All
yeah.
right.
Okay. Yeah. You were warned. Okay. So Bobby, are you gonna? Is it? We're moving on to Bobby saying what his favorite part of John Wick 4. Is it hard?
This is gonna be a lengthy one.
All of it.
it.
Again, breathe
I wish I
out.
could say it was all of it, but I do have more than one favorite scene I can say. I would say definitely it's obviously those scenes that usually involve Donnie, and especially in his kitchen scenes. And he went. There was a bit of a Metal Gear reference where he crawled for like a brief second. He was like that, and then he was like hiding. And then as soon as he comes out, he shoots. The guys, the archers are like alerted. It was like, hey, there he is! Bang bang.
There's quite a few video
Yeah.
game references in this movie. Now that I
Mm.
think about it, Metal Gear,
A lot.
Frogger,
Yeah.
and
Time Crisis.
Time Crisis. A bit of NES games with the
Yeah.
stairwell.
And there's a
Yeah.
kind of funny. There's a bit of a comics reference. Kane is Daredevil, Killer is Kingpin.
Yeah, that's actually
Mm.
true.
Yeah.
I didn't. Now that you put it that way, it actually makes sense.
So it's interesting. Like John Wick 4 is, I would think it's like a multi-genre, if that makes sense.
It's a melting
Like-
pot of
like
all
a-
these cultural ideas, pop
Yeah.
culture ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, and one of my favorite ones is the one with Killer. The part where they play the cards and
Yeah.
just a burst of suspense there.
Man, how
You
did
want to
that-
kill him. You want to kill him. I
Yeah.
want to kill him. What a predicament.
Yeah.
And they all had
a
these like
conundrum?
A conundrum. Yeah, that's right. That's the
a
one.
quandary, if you
A
will.
quandary, if you will. He's great. Like his dialogue is hilarious.
Yeah, and when they showed all their hands, and I think Donnie had a brief Cantonese line. Yo, leggy up, guy, I'm
Kaya.
God,
Oh my goodness! And then John Wick said it back.
top guy, I'm God.
Right. I think I recall. Yeah.
So good, so good.
Yeah, and
man.
I think there was one line as well where that took everybody by surprise. It was at the shooting the shoot scene at the end.
Yeah.
Remember your daughter. Fuck off.
Fuck. Yeah.
No, it was. I think I saw on Reddit too. Is people were amazed by not just him saying those two words, but it was the delivery and the timing.
Hmm.
And yeah, we actually did laugh a lot at that part too.
I think the whole theater was in laughter.
Yeah, a lot of. I don't know.
Crazy.
I don't know if they were laughing in excitement or they were laughing at the movie because there's times where I thought the movie was getting a bit crazy compared to what we had seen.
It was.
Comedic at times.
I would like to think that out of all the John Wick movies, I think I would say John Wick 4 had the most oohs and laughters.
Yeah.
It was
Like,
definitely
especially-
the funniest one. I'll
Like,
say that. And
Especially the
most
part,
painful.
Killer Roundhouse kicks John off the balcony and he
Yes.
falls off a high
And he
height.
falls, on his ribs. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Killer,
Yeah.
Killer dying. That I thought that was a bit unceremoniously way to die too.
Yeah.
But
He
then again,
died,
his character
yeah.
wasn't supposed to be like of other importance anyway. So
Yeah.
let's hope that Scott Atkins comes back, but without the fat suit, and he's the twin brother.
That would be
Yeah.
cool. It would be great.
They-
Oh,
They
speaking
do
of
a double
yeah.
impact.
Yes, so that can be the whole discussion of you want to see next in the
Okay,
franchise.
I'll say for that. I've got a lot to say
Yeah.
about that too.
Or would that be for the next part in like just a few minutes later?
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay, so are you still are you finished, Bobby, or are you still
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, I'm finished.
All right, I guess that's Andrew then.
Best for last.
All right then. All right then. Before we start my favorite, I was after watching a 47 Roland with Keanu Reeves, I watched John Wick the first time. It was all right, and it's not my favorite thing. But then I heard the internet about Keanu Reeves, about he's very nice man. He can shoot. He can fight. He's care about the homeless or something else. Okay, so I watched the first one. I was like, it's okay then. But then the second and third thing's gonna get really turn me on, and it's getting more
way.
action fun.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
Yeah.
in second third it started like Die Hard and James Bond. It's like, oh yeah, I like this one. And I like it.
They got bigger as they went along.
they did.
Yeah.
More intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like this one. Number 4, it's still the best. I think this is one of the best, and I think my favorite is Autumn. All is Autumn my favorite. The fight scene with the sword to sword with the Japanese guy.
Hiroki.
Hiroyuki
Mr.
Sanada.
Sanada, yeah.
The
Yeah.
two-
Yep.
They're both pretty good
So
ones.
Hasashi.
But I wish
Yeah.
I want to see the fight between Donnie Yen and Scott Atlas, just like in IPA 4. But
Ip Man 4.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Alas.
but it wasn't. It was just Keanu Reeves and fight with Scott Atlas.
Yeah.
Mm.
Atkins.
But to say the least, we did get a scene with Killer and Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did
That's
get
right.
that some dialogue. So there's
Yeah.
that.
Better than nothing.
And then nothing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Alright.
All the fight scene, all the action shooting, just like Time Crisis style. The physics is they keep falling down. They keep falling down, and he's alive. Just like what's the movie called? Rundown. Welcome to the Jungle with Dwayne
With The Rock.
Mhm.
And yeah.
Anji.
Oh man.
I need to watch that. I haven't seen that one yet.
The Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah, I have.
Or the rundown.
I've seen like a few scenes because I've seen like stuntman reacts videos, and then they were showcasing one of the stunt performers in that scene where he was haymakering someone off like the vines or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then,
It's
yeah,
an
that's about
okay
it.
movie. I saw that when it came out actually. That was like in 2003, something like that.
Yes.
That was supposed to be, I think, The Rock's first like proper action movie. Like that was supposed to introduce him to
Yeah.
the world as an action star. The next Schwarzenegger is what
Hmm.
they wanted him to be. He's even in the movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger's in like a cameo where he walks in the bar and he says to The Rock, "Have a good time." In other words, passing the torch.
Wow,
That's
cool.
I should watch this then. I should
Yeah.
watch this.
Look the scene up on YouTube. Schwarzenegger in The Rundown, aka Welcome to the Jungle, depending on where you're in.
Yep.
Which country?
Wasn't Don Jason did like the Scorpion technically?
Yeah, but it wasn't like.
We don't talk about that.
I think that I don't know if that came after or before it, but I don't know. I mean,
Then he came before. Return to the Jungle was like a few years ago. Like with Mummy Returns was like not 2000, early 2000s.
Around
2001.
2001.
That
Yeah.
was Mummy Returns. I saw that in cinemas too. I remember.
And
Scorpion
And
King on
Scorpion
2002.
King was after as well. And then Welcome to the Jungle.
What?
Yeah.
Let me just check that because I think Scorpion King came out in 2004. I could be wrong.
Scorpion King was
2002.
Yeah.
2002.
Oh, really? Okay.
2002.
Yeah, have a look.
The standalone movie, not the Mummy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so, but it seemed like that was a spin-off. It wasn't like an independent movie.
Mm.
But Welcome to
Yeah.
the Jungle is this kind of a spin-off to original Jumanji. Not quite a reboot, but you know.
Scorpion King.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about Dwayne Johnson all of a sudden.
Yeah, you're right. No, I just want to correct the facts here because I don't like it if I screwed it up. But no, you're right. Scorpion King came out a year before The Rundown, but I guess they were filming them roughly at the same time.
Hmm.
So I don't know, but that one was like marketed as The Rock's real like serious one because the Scorpion King didn't get a good reception, unfortunately. But yeah,
Return to the Jungle was a surprise. See, I didn't expect it to be good, to be honest. So,
yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's a decent little
Yeah.
movie. It's kind of got that Indiana Jones vibe with a little bit of I don't know, a little bit of that Van Damme Schwarzenegger flavor.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of the two. It's
Mm.
interesting. Christopher Walken's the bad guy, so you can't go wrong.
Sorry to be a buzzkill and bring us back to topic,
Yeah.
but Andrew,
No.
was there anything about John Wick 4 that you didn't like? Or your
Nothing.
least favorite?
Nothing because honestly, all great good. Honestly, the dog doing a wee wee on the dead body.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually I just thought that was very tacky now that I think about it. That's one thing
Yeah.
I got to agree on. It
Yeah.
seemed funny in the moment, but now I think back in retrospect, how many times has that been used as like a joke? I'm like, it's just kind of lame.
Yeah,
You know,
But
You've
classic.
seen it a lot.
it is a classic. It is.
maybe not in John Wick. Not
Maybe
for
not.
me.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
not.
and it's
Ah.
interesting that the even though the dog was like thrown into the car, it still survived, and
yeah,
it was still moving like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
That's
chaotic
true.
was that Paris roundabout scene? It
Oh,
was
yes.
Yeah.
crazy. Chaotic.
Basically, Frogger in Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's like-
from Paris.
Frogger in
Going
Paris.
to the orchestra. It's like wow, all these insane things. So yeah.
I can't imagine being a coordinator for that scene. Like,
Oh
Oh,
no!
constant anxiety.
I know, right? It's like,
Jamie
oh my God.
Marinas, he's one of a kind, man.
Yes.
I want to see him in more movies. There was a movie where he was like a second last boss to Scott Adkins in I'm trying to remember that movie he was in.
what was it?
Oh,
Can you describe it?
Describe, please.
Western. No, not really a Western. He's like a retired like cop or of
Is
some
it Axe?
army or some sort.
Is it Accident Man? No, it's
No, no,
Scott
Give me the
Adkins movie?
story. Like what movie? What
It was
story?
straight to DVD.
Oh,
Scott Adkins,
Okay.
Jeremy Marinas.
who's in Kate? Oh, who's the sons in Kate?
As soon as I see the name, I'll let you guys know. One sec.
Yeah.
Oh, Close Range. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Close Range.
Yeah. There was. I can link you guys a fight scene, but there was a fight scene where, and Jeremy Marinas is known in 8711 for being like the one of the biggest trickers. When
Ooh.
he came into the business, so like there was like the one sweep that Scott Adkins did on him. He did like a full like 720 spin fall like Hong Kong style, and it just seemed out of like. It just seemed out of place for what the movie was because there wasn't too many like Hong Kong style spin falls. But yeah, no, it was really good. I love seeing Jeremy Marinas in like a fight scene because I always see him doing like previous for stuff, and he just
Yeah.
he just looks clean. His technique is just Anyway, sorry before I get off track. But yeah, so yeah, Jeremy Marinas, like there's a whole podcast about him and all the anxiety that he and the stress he had to deal with going through like readjusting certain scenes, and Chad telling him, "Oh, I need a nunchuck fight scene. Make me a nunchuck fight scene."
Go. Oh, okay.
Yeah, how
about
good
that?
was that nunchuck fight scene?
I
though?
saw that. I was
Pretty
very
good,
impressed.
yeah.
I was impressed.
Realistic.
Oh, pretty good.
Cause
Yeah, it was good.
How many
Yeah.
times have you seen the last one? Was last time I saw like a good nunchuck scene was Bruce Lee.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
haven't
Target.
seen nunchucks used in a very long time in the movies.
And usually it's
anyway.
just like spin and like that, and then
Yep.
you
Yeah,
never see it
it's-
again. It's just flash. Yeah.
Yeah,
When I
it's not
watched-
flash.
yeah.
It's not as flashy, but it was like grounded and realistic. It's not
Yeah,
very direct, not wasting time.
Yeah,
Mm.
because if John
It's-
Wick started doing that, I would have been like, huh?
I
Yeah.
heard that Reeves that was the hardest thing for one of the hardest things for Keanu Reeves to do was get used to the nunchucks. That was one of the.
Mm.
I saw some of the outtakes. He was flipping.
Yeah,
Like,
he just threw the
fuck.
nunchucks on the
He's
ground.
like, you know, I
Crazy.
saw that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty
Yeah.
pretty hilarious, but I can
Yeah.
imagine it would be tricky. Sure.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Jeremy
Yeah.
did say like, oh, like Keanu is the hardest working guy on the entire set. Like he'll just keep going at it, even if he gets
Yeah.
upset. He'll just
Yeah.
keep going at it, man. That's
Spark
crazy.
The
perseverance.
pure determination.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Mm.
It pays off.
Speaking of nunchuck, the whipping thing, what? Can you remind me of the Kill Bill when the guy the lady whipping his ass on Kill Bill.
That's what you get for
Um,
messing with the fucking with the yakuza.
Jeez.
That's an
I
interesting.
forgot. I
connection.
forgot about that scene. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see if Kill Bill makes a reappearance as a sequel.
Oh, that would be sick though. Like in the spin-off in Ballerina or something. That would be sick.
That would be
Thurman.
interesting. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be-
I really like how they establish the Osaka Continental as well. It
Yeah.
was
That was cool.
really well done.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really cool. The visuals in that scene
Mm.
blew my mind. It was so beautiful to look at, actually.
I've never seen archers look so badass like in
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
movie whatsoever. So unless you're doing like a historical
war,
like
yes.
drama, yeah, like 47 Ronins or something like that. But man, that was crazy. Like line them all up, holding him at gunpoint
Yeah.
literally,
Yeah.
but with the bow and arrow.
Yeah.
And I like how like it's like all of Japanese culture into like the one, and you see like Yakuza standing guard,
And
Yeah.
then sumos.
and two sumo.
Sumos.
Yep.
Yeah.
They threw it. It's like a video game from
Yeah.
Japan,
Yeah, pretty much.
basically. They threw it all
Mhm.
into there.
I think it's like they're in the age where guns are like acceptable for a samurai, and because they're still using the katana and the guns at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Modern day twist.
Pretty much, yeah.
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 And and I don't know if you guys noticed, but apparently when Donnie Yen was trying to not take charge of his action scenes, but just kind of like giving his input, Chad was asking him, "Oh, does he know any fencing flourishes when it comes to using his cane?" Because they didn't want to make his character too similar to all the Yakuza and all the
Yeah.
Japanese Osaka Continental agents, because like, you know, we've seen all the
Yeah.
samurai swords going
Yeah.
back and
The
forth.
style,
And
yeah.
Tom says,
yeah.
I bet.
Yeah, and it suits him being like a
Yeah.
blind man too, because
Yeah.
stabbing and keeping people at range. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely works out better. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, the way he thrusted the guy at the end.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
Oh
cool.
man, I gotta say,
Yeah.
Bobby, I love your headshot, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
No, because
Huh?
when you're like AFK before, like all I saw was your headshot. Man, he looks really good in that headshot. You should link
Oh,
us.
thanks. That's not the best one yet.
Wow, you can get
Because
him
that
up.
that was like in 2018. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised I'm the only one with the background of John Wick. I thought you done a background for John Wick from one of the
I
sequels.
wish I had some John Wick merchandise, but
Okay.
if I
Yeah.
did,
I'm
I'll-
covered
I
in-
mean, it's just a background. it's
I'm
background
covered in
design.
neon, but that's about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
look at it.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
close
not
enough, close
background
enough.
soon.
Close
Actually,
enough.
should have worn a suit for it.
Are you making clubbing in Iran? Iran.
No,
Are you
this
making
is-
clubbing.
This is actually
No, that's a
Okay.
John Wick fight scene.
this is the chill zone. This is my
Okay,
game.
so-
This is my game room where I got all my video games, manga, and everything. It's all
Nice.
dedicated to that
Man
saying.
cave.
Pretty much, yeah. There's all the
Alright.
neon.
Woo!
Yeah, please
Around.
be careful because the John Wick will come to see you because of
That's okay.
The
We're,
neon lights and the techno music starts playing.
that's okay. We have something in common: neon lights and action. You know.
Alright.
Oh, nice, Therese.
We
There you
could
go.
Oh,
we could
wow.
we could just imagine John Wick going off character. He'd be like, "Whoa,
What
look
are
at
we
all those
playing?
lights."
What is this? Whoa.
What are we playing today? You got Time Crisis? Yeah.
That's such a good impression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
I feel good.
Okay.
Uh,
Alright, so
we're
moving
running out of
on.
things to talk about, Therese. Lead us into the next topic.
Yeah. Leading on. Who do you want to see next in the John Wick 4 franchise? Who wants to go first?
I want to see Cassian come back from the second movie. The one, the blade is in your aorta. And he's pretty much giving me a chance to like live. But he was stuck on the subway train.
Common. Common. Yeah. He was cool. Very underrated character.
Mm.
Mm. He really set the tone for how professional the world of John Wick is.
The calm, cool assassin. He's pretty
Yeah.
much like
Good
John
night,
Wick.
John.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately so. And he
Yeah.
knew like, okay, yep. Then he must have killed his ward.
Mm.
It's been a good night. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
afraid so.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Who else do
Okay.
you think should come back?
No, I mean not come back. Who should they bring in new?
Ah. Oh, brand
Uh,
new. Ooh,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, new. Okay.
Vin Diesel.
No.
And they get like a
No. That's when you're now doing the parody.
Yeah.
That's like,
I mean, he can stick to Expendables. They're making Expendables 4 and 5. He can
No, thank you.
Yeah.
he
No,
can go
no
there.
expendable.
Expendables. Now you know who I would love if they can bring in Ken Kasugi.
yeah.
Yes.
Good call.
Yes.
Good
Yes.
call
Oh, no,
on
no,
that
Oh, I
one.
loved him in Ninja 2.
Not just Ken
Yeah.
Kasugi, Sho Kasugi.
Yes.
Yes.
Actually,
Have a double team.
a father and son
Son, duo
reunion
team.
because
Yeah.
Sho Kosugi and Kane done movies in the 80s.
Yeah,
they were
did
always
when they
like
were-
a family
when he was
unit.
kid. And his
Yeah.
brother
It'd be a nice
Shane.
return.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Shane, if he's still in the game.
3 of them.
Yeah.
The trio.
The trio.
Or at least the Sho and Kane.
Sho,
at
okay,
least.
that would
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
that'd be pretty
Oh,
cool.
man.
Because it's like, man, if there's any like I know Donnie, but if anybody if Hollywood if there's been wasted talent in Hollywood, it's Scott Adkins and Ken Kasugi. Because
Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
it's like
What's the last
man.
Hollywood movie we've seen Kane Kasugi in, except for Dead or Alive?
Yeah.
Oh, there's one that am I gonna have to say the name?
Do you have to say Tekken?
Oh no! Yeah, you're right. Kazuya's
Oh.
Revenge.
Good.
Right?
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna fuck off right now. I'm done. Bye.
Come back, Bobby. Come back.
Get back here! What are you
okay.
doing?
You come back here, Mr. Bobby.
We can't do this podcast without you, Bobby. Ah!
Yeah.
Is the F off gonna get bleeped?
No,
No, it's not.
that's part of the
still-
enjoyment.
Oh, yeah, we're too far. We're too far gone.
Okay. There was one. The name I had in mind was War with Jet Li and Jason Statham.
Yeah, Statham.
Assassin?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jet Li.
that was with Kurt. Yeah, that.
Yeah,
you haven't
he-
seen the movie.
Oh yeah, he was playing like one of the yakuza that was maybe made of
Yeah.
example out of. Yeah.
Yeah, and he got a
Yeah.
tire thrown at him too.
Oh shit! And he gets ear cut off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Man,
Wow, how
what,
did I
a,
recall that
what
scene?
a
Oh,
waste.
crazy.
But just because they brought in Lawrence Fishburne, I was thinking Carrie Ann Moss and Hugo Weaving.
Hmm.
I was
You
gonna
could
say that.
wave. You
Complete,
could
complete the
wave.
Matrix, guys.
Yeah, but better.
But you
Because
can't
no one
almost
wants to
complete
know
the
what freaking happened to-
Trinity.
Yes.
Yeah.
God knows what happened with Revelations.
But
You know-
how would Hugo Weaving say instead of Mr. Anderson,
Anderson.
Mr.
Mr. Wick.
Wick.
What?
Mr. Wick,
Yeah.
welcome back. Something like that.
So, yeah.
The same monotone tone.
And this is the fourth Matrix reboot we made.
This
This
is
is John Wick's style.
This is a proper reboot.
With Mr. Wick, why do I feel like I've seen you
Seen you
before?
The reprogram. No.
Are we in the Matrix
Yes.
right now?
What?
And instead of I know Kung Fu, John Wick would be like, I
I
know
know
Jiu-Jitsu.
jujitsu.
Yeah.
I know gun fu.
I know.
Oh
Kung Fu.
god.
Oh.
Oh,
It'd be cool
gee.
if Chow Yun Fat still had it in him.
Yeah.
If
but-
you got
yeah.
him like 20
Yes.
years ago.
How about Michelle
Oh,
Yeoh?
oh.
Now that she's on the rise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would.
would
I think
like
if she
to-
had it, if she has it in her, because I know if she wants to, that'd be pretty cool. Because there's
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff she's done is dramas. Although there is some fight scenes. I don't want her to be fighting over a butt plug. Can we not?
God,
Trophy.
God. Oh God, no.
Oh,
Not the butt
jeez.
plug.
I thought that was pretty funny.
That being
It
said,
was,
might as well
but
bring
it-
Andy Lee
People are
back
full
in.
of shit. I've got one for everyone.
Yeah.
That was Jamie Lee Curtis's line.
Yeah.
They can't
No.
stop shitting everywhere. That's
No.
what it's for.
Andy Lee, yes. And also, if they can bring in Andy Long, if you guys know who that is.
And I think it
Jackie
was
Chan
great.
stunt team
Yeah.
prodigy. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he was in Accident Man too. He was like
Yeah.
Oyumi.
Oh, I haven't
like-
seen that yet. Yeah.
The fight
'Cause it's
scenes
not
are good.
available in the stores yet.
No,
Yeah.
not
I'll
yet.
go- yeah.
The fight scenes are good. The fight scenes are good because it's Scott Adkins. But yeah, and also, well, Sarah Chang is not too bad either. Although I found her character to be very annoying. She like her character, like the person that she was playing,
Whose character?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sarah Chang.
Yeah.
So Chang.
So she was
I'll look
once
up.
too long. Yeah, she's
Ah.
an actress.
Hmm. I think somebody wanted what's that Hong Kong actress's name that she's been killing it in the action scene so recently.
Is that 80s from the 80s movie?
No,
right?
was it recently? Like
No,
now?
it was recent. Juju
Juju
Chan.
Chan.
Juju Chan. Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
okay. The last thing I've seen her. I mean, I know we're going off a tangent. The last thing I've seen her was freaking Fistful of Vengeance.
Oh, the Wu Assassins.
Oh
sequel,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about that movie
The
with that.
movie.
I'm trying to be as diplomatic as possible.
The only good thing about that movie was Iko Uwais. That's
It was it, and maybe Jason Statham.
There's-
Even then, he was
yeah.
weird.
Lewis Tan.
Lewis Tan,
Ooh, how about him for John Wick?
Jason
I-
Statham.
Am I gonna have
Sad.
to say 10 names because I know.
Yeah.
I feel like we're a bit, what's that word, biased or unbiased? How we're casting all these Asian actors that would be a perfect fit for the John Wick series.
Yeah.
I think I know. Chris Evans came to my mind because he was pretty
Chris Evans.
impressive in especially how he was in The Grey Man. And Iko Uwais, Joe Taslim,
Yep.
Andrew
Just bring
Koji.
the whole raid cast. The
Yeah.
raid cast, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
Yeah, get the raid cast.
get
in.
the right cast.
Andrew Koji. Ooh, Assam, yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
But
See-
you can.
season 3 coming soon.
Can't wait.
There's a
Actually,
plug.
actually, I would love to see, maybe not, I mean, I don't know, possibly, but as a bad guy, Terry Tagawa.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
That's a guy.
That,
Yes, please.
Just as like one, like
Carrie,
the
hey,
really,
you- the OG Shang Tsung Kenny. If you don't know
As-
who he is,
Oh, yeah. Oh, Terry. I heard Terry for some reason.
No,
your
Carrie-
soul is
yeah,
mine.
Carrie
soul is mine.
Tagawa.
I mean, I know Kerry's very old now, but I think he could be like one of the table, really charismatic bad
yeah, I
guys.
think
Yeah.
it's, if James Hong still has it in him, then
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Carrie.
Winston.
yes.
I can't do his accent, sorry. I tried.
Robin Shu.
Robin,
I love
actually,
Yes.
yes. That would be great.
Rabbit Shoe, Jason Scott Lee. I don't know
Yeah.
if he's
Yeah.
if he's
How
Jason
about Tony
Scott
Jaa?
Lee. Tony
That'd be
Jaa.
Tony Jaa. Don't know
Look,
what
there's a
he's
lot
got.
of martial artists and a lot of talented actors out there. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You could throw in anyone, really.
Yes. So if you haven't, by any miracle of a chance, was it Chad Stahelski? I know you've been trying to put up a roster. We've got a whole lineup for you, not just Jet Li and Jackie Chan. As much
Yeah.
as I love them, there's more of them because there's a whole discussion of who's the next line. So
Including
just talk to us. We'll set you in the right direction. I promise. No,
But don't
Put Marie in there.
And don't bring the casting from the last Airbender, that little boy. It doesn't work like that.
Oh, the one who played Aang or what?
No one talks about that movie.
And don't put Jaden Smith in the movie, please. I saw After Earth. Thank you.
You saw it, so we didn't have to.
Oh God.
What about Thomas
Wait.
Ian Griffith?
Yes. Oh man, that was one that I was looking for the name now. Just thanks, Bobby, because I agree. Thomas Ian Griffith
Who's he?
needs to. Terry Silver.
Terry
from
Silver from
Oh.
Karate Kid 3.
Yes. He would be
Okay.
perfect because I was like, wow, I was impressed how he hasn't acted in a long time, and I saw him in Cobra Kai.
He still
he
hasn't
was-
lost his bad guy
No,
persona character.
he hasn't, and he's still in pretty good shape too. I'm sure he can still do a lot of the work.
Nice.
Yes.
He's younger than the actor for Daniel Ruska.
Yes, he is.
That's Macho,
He
Just about 1 year younger.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
And he played his senior. Interesting.
Well, it's funny because Daniel, name's eluding me now. Far out, brain.
Ralph
Ralph
Macchio.
Macchio, yeah, Ralph
Yes.
Macchio. He always looked like he was 16 up until he was about 40.
Yeah.
At least to me, he always looked really young. So Ralph Macchio at 28, when he done Karate Kid 3, still looked like he was at the most 20.
Yeah.
And Terry Silver or Thomas Ian Griffith was the same age, but he looked like he was in his early 30s.
Yeah.
So I guess that was the case, but yeah, Thomas Ian Griffith for sure. He actually made a really fun movie called Excessive Force in the early 90s. It was supposed to be like his action vehicle. It was done by Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
It had Lance Henriksen in it. It had James Earl Jones, a lot of Burt Young, Paulie from Rocky. And it was a pretty entertaining movie. And Thomas Ian Griffith, they made him look as stylish as they could. They gave him a long coat, 2 guns, and he just kicks ass in it. It's not an amazing movie, but it's entertaining. It's a good one. And if anyone who hasn't seen Excessive Force, they should see it. It's a pretty good one. It's an under the radar action film from that period. But there was a lot of competition that year when it came out. And I think Warner Brothers didn't promote it as much as they should have, I think. Yeah. But it was still pretty good.
Man, Shang Tsung. So I'm still thinking about Shang Tsung because it's like, because I've never seen like you think about Shang Tsung even as like a hardcore Mortal Kombat video game fan, you can't see Shang Tsung as the original character that whatever his face is. Well, now all you think is Carrie's face.
Carrie Tagawa. He is Shang Tsung.
Yeah, he is.
I'm sorry. Like he played that so well in that original movie that it's like hard to separate. Like it's very difficult. Like he had so much charisma. He was creepy, he was funny, and he was calm and cool. He had all 3 of those characteristics rolled into one.
Pretty much had everything that defined Shang Tsung.
Yeah. Well, he actually invented it, I think, because if you remember when that movie came out, there was no much story. There wasn't much development of the characters. We had to imagine it. But when the movie came out, that movie was so influential that the games that came out after started to use the movie's personalities as the building blocks. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting.
And now they're using space for MK11.
Yeah. That's how good he was.
Yeah. They brought him back when young, and his voice is still the same.
Yeah. Has he been in any Hollywood projects recently?
Not that we know.
Last one was what, Legend of 47 Ronin.
He's always working.
He's not. I don't. Yeah. Let me just have a look.
I gotta watch Legend of 47 Ronin properly.
I think he was in the 47 Ronin.
He was.
The last movie I saw him in was the Man with the Iron Fist Part 2, the straight to DVD one.
Oh yeah.
Is that good?
No.
But Dustin Nguyen's in it. I really like him.
Dustin Nguyen, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Aoki.
Yeah, he's in.
What was
he
it?
does voice acting.
21 Jump Street. He was in that show from back in the day.
Wow, he's a producer. He's doing the thing called Jewel of Legends, which looks very 80s.
Oh, I also remember.
Yeah, sorry, continue.
Yep. Yeah. Sorry, Dustin Nguyen, 3 Ninjas as well. Kick back.
Yeah.
If you remember that.
He was one of the goofy bad guys.
Yeah, he was. He had the blonde hair, the mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his uncle was like the head of the Ninja Association or something.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He was briefly in Rapid Fire as well with Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Brandon. He would have been amazing.
Yeah.
I know.
There was a Dustin and Scott Atkins movie, but it didn't receive very well. I forgot what the movie was called.
Was it Galaxy Man? The Galactic Rick and Mel.
Galaxy Man.
It was I think it was
he's in
Legacy of Lies. No, Seized? Legacy of Lies. One of those.
Okay,
Legacy of Lies.
Let me find out.
Guys, I'll be back in just 2 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, Dustin was in Blade Runner 47 Ronin.
I'm just wondering how many characters haven't we listed at this point? I feel like we listed over 20.
Oh, how many actors you mean?
Whoa.
We
could go.
We can make an attempt to go 100.
100.
How about Charlize Theron?
These guys took more ideas. First the Trinity character, then Cobra Kai. Who else could haven't I come up with?
Maybe I haven't seen Charlize. If she
SpongeBob. We haven't named SpongeBob yet. We should put SpongeBob in it.
Well,
Why
well,
was
I mean, Keanu has been in SpongeBob, so there's
Yes.
that.
Oh yeah, true. Ah, okay, that's
Yeah.
where it correlates. Okay, yeah, okay,
Jimmy,
okay.
Yeah.
Jimmy, why you want to put
Yeah.
SpongeBob in John
You know,
Wick?
Keanu's a guy
Can't
that you'll
believe
see in
it.
everything.
Well, maybe
Oh god.
maybe they would
What
put
happened
in
in
a
SpongeBob?
SpongeBob reference.
Because when John Wick died, he got reincarnated as the Hey in SpongeBob. So now SpongeBob has to continue his work.
It all comes full circle.
No, it does.
Now I reckon there should be a skit where like because he doesn't have access to his suit, he steals some kids like SpongeBob plushie and uses that as like the bulletproof vest armor, like makeshift armor.
And then
That's
he
all
could
he-
just say, "Thank you, SpongeBob."
Mhm.
Thank you, SpongeBob.
Well,
Let's
Yeah.
see. Let's see. Did we actually name the actual Daredevil since Kane is Daredevil? Did we? Anyone?
Yes,
You must be thinking Charlie Cox.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. He doesn't
Uh,
have social media. It's hard for me to keep track of his name.
And John Bernthal,
Yes.
the Punisher.
yeah.
What about
John
Lee
Benson.
Brian Hu Han? Lee Brian Han, did we name him?
Oh,
yet?
oh
Team
yeah,
Crane,
Libyan.
Crane guy.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Libyan.
Who's it?
Storm Shadow, the OG
Yeah.
Storm Shadow.
Yeah, Libyan.
Oh, Lee Byung Hun. Yeah.
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 Oh,
Yeah.
if they could get Jun De Hong, that'd be so amazing too.
Because
I'm
they
just trying to
worked
have
with him
that
on Ninja Assassin, Brain.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah.
And
good,
what a
good,
waste of
good
yeah,
choice.
I saw that movie and I still think it's a waste of all that training because it's so dark. You can barely see anything in this fight scenes. It's such a
Yeah.
and Sho Kosugi, I think, was in that one too.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
was.
on that note, they should use Yurosaki Kurata. While he's
Yasuaki
still,
Kurata.
yeah, while he's still alive.
I
Because on
think-
Chiba.
I think the more John Wick movies are being made, the more actors the team are going to bring in, like, internationally.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've started that. They have to. Where else are they going
Like,
to go at this point?
I think, like, if it's going to be international, I could name, like, a lot more
Yeah.
more than.
Yeah, maybe they can get Max Wang as well.
Max. Wow.
Wu Jing, Frank Grillo,
Yeah,
Dolph Lundgren, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Max Zhang, who's still recovering, unfortunately.
Oh,
The
damn.
National.
I don't know. I saw him and I think his leg is broken or something. He
Ah.
was in hospital.
I wonder if
But-
it's for a stunt for a movie.
I think it was actually. I think, or maybe.
Man, he's
I
a
think it was.
beast.
He
Yeah.
is. So I saw him in Yep Manzi. So it's like, yes.
I've been going through like YouTube, watching like compilations of fight scenes, and Max Zhang came up in one of them. And they keep referencing his fight scene in what's it called? Escape Plan 3?
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one actually.
The one with Sylvester
Oh, yeah.
Stallone. I think that's what it's called. Sorry.
Okay.
And then he just had like a little scene where they introduced this character, and of course they had to make him look badass because he has he
Yeah.
has like a martial arts
Mm.
background
Yeah.
and dance background, yeah. Oh, anyway,
He probably does.
but yeah.
Alrighty,
Max Zhang. Let's see.
back.
It's
Over
John
here.
Wick
Yeah.
getting Alice
What did I
Border.
miss?
John
Wick
Wick back.
Just more-
the games to survive.
More
come back
finding
to life.
actors for the future John Wick movies.
Yeah, we're just
Wow.
fanboy.
We're going through
Okay.
the list now.
We're
Let's
pretty much going through the whole fucking roster.
pick up
We-
IMDb. We're going through it all.
That's exactly what we're doing. That's
How
what
about Veronica Ngo? The one who was
Yes.
in.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yes.
talking about.
Yeah.
If they
I reckon
want
she
more
should be good.
badass ladies, they have to look her up. I haven't seen Furies yet, but I mean, I've seen the first one.
Watch it. You have to watch it. It's pretty good.
Mm.
But the
Yeah.
evil
It-
dog
It is actually pretty good, Furious.
Okay, I need to watch that. So Veronica knows pretty much where it's at.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool and Johnny Tree Nguyen is still up to doing stuff.
He's got a YouTube channel now, and he looks quite aged. He doesn't. I don't think he's doing any movie.
That's a
recently.
shame.
Oh. Here's
Yeah.
one. Tom Cruise.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
You know what?
It's Ethan or a completely different character.
Complete different character, but you
I
know.
mean, he gotta give him props for dedication to his stunts and doing something. So if they want like planes or something, or whatever he's up for, then yes,
Chad will
Cruise.
probably
Cruz
like,
Yeah.
Cruz is
encourage
up
him.
for it.
There's Wesley Snipes as well.
No, that would be great. Great.
Well, is
That would
everyone
be
looking
great.
forward to the new Blade, or is that just dead in the water?
I don't know what's
Ah,
happening
probably
with
dead
that.
in the
Such a
water.
pre-production nightmare, isn't it?
I like Mahershala Ali. I think he's a great actor. You know,
Cottonmouth.
yeah, and I don't know. I thought Blade was coming along just fine. Then I heard now it's gotten quiet. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Actually,
Oh.
Yeah.
Apparently, SPL number 3 is happening.
But where they gonna go to story wise?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it's been a news story every SPL anyway. So
That's
Yeah.
true.
yeah.
Oh well.
Apparently, Paradox was supposed to be like another SPL, but they never really like coined it as SPL. But
No, it's just in spirit. Spirit only.
mm.
It's for, well.
Wu Jing, how about that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just versus John Wick.
I know two more names. Henry Cavill and Dave Bautista.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dave Bautista, that'll be
Dave
interesting.
Bautista.
Yeah, he's a brawler.
yeah.
I'd rather
Jesus,
see
man.
him than Rock, to be honest.
Mr. T.
But
you know,
yeah,
Iran?
Dave Bautista is getting pretty good as an actor from what I've been hearing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
just
He's always he's another one of the
Guardians.
you got the wrestlers who turn actors. He's one of the more successful ones, along with Dwayne Johnson.
John Cena.
John Cena. He's too busy magic.
John
he's-
Cena.
What's he doing?
He's there. You know, like I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen a movie that I feel like
Is
that's
he there,
blown
though?
me away.
You haven't seen it?
He'll be fine. He just not to
No.
just don't say anything about China and any countries associated with China. And we go,
I heard something about that with John Cena. I
Yeah,
don't know what the whole story
basically
was.
he pretty much called Taiwan its country, then had to apologize
Oh,
to
To the-
China.
to China.
Yep,
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Wow.
I think
oh
that's
my
what.
Ah, well,
And
Politics.
I know.
politics.
I
God
know.
damn it.
To connect it back, there's whole fucking politics with Donnie because of that. Did you guys hear?
Oh yeah.
no.
I heard about
there
that.
was a They wanted to boycott Donnie in the Oscars because he made some commentary about China as well, and it just blew his connection to Hong Kong. A lot of stuff. There's no real way to win. I
heard somebody saying the Trojan horse of the CCP is what some people described it. And I'm thinking to
No.
myself, the man's an actor, you know, like forget about the politics, you know, leave that for the politicians, you know.
He did
That's what I
say
say.
he did say that even though he's like patriotic for China, he said it was never like a protest or something. It was more like a riot, something along that line.
I don't know. But in the end, the politics are politics, and this is film. We're talking about art.
I know.
You know.
I know.
So
We don't talk
maybe,
about politics
Maybe
here.
we can talk about
About
politics in
politics.
another podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think you know what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking? This is perfect for the sequel, John Wick 5, Revenge of the Pluton. That would be great.
oh god.
Yeah, well,
Well,
there you go.
there's some.
So they usually people wait about 5 years after a major conflict, then make a movie about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Because
what
the minute
too
you make a movie in the moment about a current political conflict, it always becomes dated.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
how wrong we were in that moment to guess that. A good
Yeah.
example of this, Rambo 3, when that movie was made, as much as I enjoy it, that movie came out literally as America and Russia were shaking hands.
Oh.
You know,
Yeah.
because it was the beginning of the end of Afghanistan, the war in Afghanistan. They were starting to pull away from that. So that movie was made, I think, a few months before as they were making it. And then 3 months after it came out, 3 months when the movie came out, that was kind of old news. So the movie became dated in that regard,
Okay.
politically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
go figure.
Shit.
Iran, speaking of Tom Cruise, you know, it's a perfect villain, but Will Smith would be a villain.
Would his villainous technique be slapping?
Slapping. Is that
Keep
where you going
John's
with this?
name out your mouth.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
Homer
dear.
Simpson with glove slap.
Gloves.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
No, Will
Demands
Smith.
satisfaction.
Well, no, Will Smith.
That's a whole
no.
other.
We're gonna have to say no to that.
Sorry, Will. No,
Sorry, well.
Get your house in order first, then
Yeah.
we'll talk.
So
you know?
hey,
Keep
my
my
then.
weekday
Service
out of your
snap
fucking
out.
mouth.
Yeah.
Listen.
Jeez.
Oh,
Man, that's a whole
Yeah.
another thing on its own. So, yeah.
Yeah.
How long? We've been talking for
yeah. It's been,
2 hours.
2
That's
hours now.
2 hours.
Wow.
Most of us we spent
Wow.
30 minutes naming all potential characters, so who knows?
yeah. Well, I mean, we had to go there.
why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I think we just had to go there.
Hey, it's
so
a sign of a good conversation. A lot to talk about.
Yeah, there is, and it's
A
like
lot of passionate fans with
Yeah.
no filters. Just
yeah,
just letting it out.
Yeah.
yeah.
Why don't I use the question about this? Is this Keanu Reeves' best franchise? That'd be a good question.
I think so.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
I would say so as well.
It's more consistent because if you
Yeah.
look at the Matrix films, yikes, after part one.
Have you seen the meme with the horse?
No,
The horse drawing?
no, I haven't actually.
Oh, okay.
Enlighten me about this horse drawing.
This
Okay.
meme.
This meme. Let me see. Does anyone know how to? If I will allow people to share.
You should be allowed to share. You're the host.
Okay.
There you
We
go.
can all participants. Okay. Okay. So let me just find that.
Oh, he was in the lake house?
Yes.
Yes. That was. Yeah. Okay.
And
Let me just show.
bloody hell, how could I forget? Sandra Bullock.
Ooh.
There's a good
I mean-
choice. Yeah.
Well, her voice at the
Yeah.
very least. And then it's like, oh, isn't she that lady from Bullet Train? It's like,
I'm gonna have to knock you out for that bullet train reference.
Oh yeah. he
Actually,
was
Brad
in-
Pitt. There's an
yeah.
idea.
oh, that. Okay.
Ah, okay.
I did not notice this
Yeah.
until the very end. I apologize in advance. I'm going to stop
Yeah, I
sharing
didn't
it
know he
now.
was in Speed. He was the main character from Speed. Huh.
Oh man, that is brilliant. The progression of the series, yes. How it
Yeah.
declined, I get it. Yeah.
That was
Oh,
that was
jeez.
new.
There has to be one now for the
John
Fast and the
Wick.
Furious series.
Yeah.
The jumping the shark. The shark
Yes,
gets
yeah.
higher and higher. Something like that.
Yeah, but John Wick is pretty much just the same horse. That's,
Jumping the shark? No, we're jumping
No.
over a whale.
Yeah,
Then
pretty
a,
much.
then a megalon. You know?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So.
Alright.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry to interrupt you guys. I gotta head off. It's getting a
Okay.
bit late for me.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
do it, Ted.
Yeah. So
But yeah, no, it's nice
I
to
think
meet
it's
you
good.
guys.
Nice
Yeah.
talking.
So I think we can leave
I think
it
it's
there.
a good time to wrap it up, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
anybody got any last comments?
I think this this is better than Transformers and Michael Bay film and Die
Oh,
Hard.
without a doubt.
John
That's-
Wick is
yeah.
That's
the
that gives us-
best. John Wick is the best series, and it's one of my favorite. It's all this is my
Go,
favorite series.
please go watch all the John
Please
Wick
go-
movies
please
if
watch
you
all
haven't.
Okay.
Look, the
1, 2,
moral of the
3, and
story
4.
is don't kill someone's dog. You'll regret for the rest of your life.
Unless the rabbit.
Well, yes. Oh
Uh,
god, we're going.
This is this is a
Okay.
Doom
Oh,
reference,
Jello.
guys.
Oh, Jella. Anyway, great chat.
Don't watch Fast and Furious. Watch John Wick.
John Wick.
John Wick.
Yes.
Watch
It's a
John
it's a
Wick.
prestigious series,
Yeah.
but admittedly at 3 and 4 it goes crazy, but it's extremely well
Well
directed.
done.
executed,
And
so
action is there, so
you'll never be bored, that's for sure.
that is true.
That's the case. That's what,
That is
You won't
true.
get disorientated by the multiple cuts in
No.
for the
No.
one punch.
Thank you, God.
it's
Thank you.
not taken to editing.
Thank you.
That's
No,
Thank you,
no
action
shaky
gods.
cameras.
That will be
Yeah.
a whole discussion. We can have a whole another podcast on action movies and the action genre in general and where that's going. That will be
Yes.
the next jumping point on this.
For sure.
But next chat, and we shall see you next time.
See you later.
Yeah.
See you
See ya.
guys.
Yeah.